All right. Good evening, folks. And how are we this fine Tuesday evening? Right. So this is a bit of a double-edged sword, really, because if there's not enough people in, we're not going to get many votes, are we? It would defeat the purpose of this whole exercise. So it needs at least, say, 20 to 25 people to get a semi-decent representation. Otherwise, we'll have to just do something else. I did think about this before I started. I thought, maybe this is not the greatest, random Tuesday. The weather's glorious outside. People probably in beer gardens making the most of the weather. It's probably not the best time to do this. Should have just done some Fallout instead, maybe. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Louis, all good to see you. Annie, Nagisa, welcome. Catherine. Oh, dog walking. I should have come with something prepared to fill some time, maybe. I don't know, but between rounds, crack some jokes. I don't know. Something. Let me know how the volume level is of the music. Yes, Cham, good evening to you. Good evening. Well, as I said yesterday, this week for me is a little bit like it's been a great week so far. I've got all my tasks done at work. I'm having a lovely time at work. 20 minutes flim flam. If you can do flim flam for 20 minutes, as if that's a challenge, Cam. What you should be saying is if you can keep it to less than 20 minutes, that might be more of a challenge. If I can do flim flam, I can do flim flam for an hour. Just give me a time period. Anyway, enjoy your dog walk. I thought the music might be a bit loud, that's why I asked. I'll turn it down from my headset level. How about that? That should be a little bit better. This is courtesy of the Relax Movement, the same people that I used for the anniversary stream. Royalty free, God bless them. It still might be a bit on the loud side, actually. We'll get there eventually. Just keep me posted. Anyway, oh my god. So I was just explaining that this week is a bit like a holiday week. Yes, I've got 2.5 days at work, but half the day tomorrow is in Manchester. So because I'm visiting a different office, I'll just be talking to people, doing the rounds. Hi, how you doing? There's a couple of meetings which I don't have to talk in, which is great, so I can just sit there in silence. Best kind of meetings, because I never usually have much to say. I'm the kind of person that if I've got something to say, then it's usually very pertinent, otherwise I'm not going to say anything. And there's a flip side of that, it's people that just say things for the sake of things because they love the sound of their own voice. I am completely opposite end of the spectrum. I could go in a time meeting and not say a single thing. I don't know what to add to this conversation. But when I have, you'll know about it, because it's usually pertinent. You have 32 tabs of polls ready. Ollie, I am indeed very happy to hear that. A Dama just chatting stream would be interesting as an endurance test. What, for you guys or for me? For me, I can chat all day. You'd be surprised to know that in a setting where I don't know, go on a night out or something with a group of people, like on Friday when I'm off out with my mates at work on a night out, I'm not usually that talkative. I'll talk, obviously, but I don't prattle on. And then I come here and I just talk away, and I think you get it all. I don't talk much in the office. I don't, I'm just crack on and do my stuff. So that when I come home into a situation like this, you just get everything instead of my colleagues. And just don't mind me. I'm just trying to see how many people in the chat. Yeah, decompress. Decompression is good. Right, we've got 16 people apparently. I don't usually monitor numbers, but as I said, I think we need to wait until a few more people come in, maybe get above 20, and then we can start getting some tangible votes in, hopefully. If you all vote, of course. Some of you just sit there and won't bother. Because like me in a meeting, just sit there in silence. Teams, cameras off, I could be doing my ironing. I'm not one of those people, by the way. Yeah, People say about 24-hour streams. Yeah, I can do a 24-hour stream, not a problem. About 20 hours of that be me talking and 4 hours of playing time. You've seen my anniversary and Christmas party streams. They're 8 hours long. Some of them I have been very tired, don't get me wrong, but some of them I'm finishing it after 8 hours and I'm like, I could go for another 2 hours, yeah, but I have to let you go because it's 3 o'clock in the morning. Anyway, so, good week so far. It's Tuesday, the sun is shining, tomorrow's going to be 23, 24 degrees. I'm going out. I didn't tell you where I'm going though tomorrow, did I? So, let's kill a bit of time. Catherine's walking the dogs. This could take a while as well, so we can't dilly-dally too much. When we get to 20 views, let me know and we'll crack on. If we do, let's be optimistic. So, tomorrow I'm off to Manchester to do some work. Adverts crop up in the middle of streams. I didn't realise this. Because I don't watch my own streams, you see. So I'm off to the Cube. You know the game show? Have I already told you this? The game show, The Cube. I think it was on ITV. There's like a load of challenges, and some of them are quite tough. They get tougher and tougher as the money gets higher. I haven't watched it that much, but apparently that's how it works, from what I can remember of it. It's called The Cube. Anyway, in Manchester they've got something similar, and it's called The Cube, I believe. I think it's supposed to imitate the game show, so there's challenges for you to do and little tasks and challenges. That's where I'm going tomorrow. I'm quite excited. But I'm also a very competitive person as well, so I don't like to lose. Just saying. So be warned. Whoever I'm going with a colleague of mine, ex-colleague of mine, so better forewarn, I am competitive. It will ruin my day if I don't win. Just saying. So anyway, that's going to be fun, and then I'm staying overnight in a hotel because I couldn't be bothered to get the train back. And I thought if I have a few drinks, which is going to be looking even more likely now because it's sunny outside, I'm thinking to myself, yeah, when I've had a few drinks, the last thing I want to be doing is getting on the train, figuring out what train to get, having to look at my phone to check the train times, get on a train, get home, I can't be bothered with that when I'm hungover or had a few drinks. On a lovely sunny Wednesday afternoon when I should be working, but hey, I've got it off. So I thought I'll stay overnight in a hotel, it's fine, I can chill out in my hotel room, watch a movie. And then I thought to myself, rather sneakily, because it's going to be a nice day, could I actually, because I'm not one of these people, but could I go back to the hotel after finishing with my colleague, because we'll be finishing at about 6ish. Maybe a bit late, maybe 7 at a push if the weather's nice, we'll stay a bit longer. But around about 7ish, I'm probably going to be finished. And I'm going to saunter back to my hotel room, probably after a few drinks. I could get my pyjamas on, chill out, open a window, heat coming in, get my tablet out, watch a couple of movies. Could do that. Alternatively, I could go out into Manchester on my own, and I've never ever done this ever. But I thought one day, you've got in for a penny, in for a pound. Roll into a bar club. Maybe start at 9 o'clock. Have a breather, have a recharge, have a shower. Go out into Manchester at 9 at night. And it's a Wednesday, but hey, it's a student town, city. It's Wednesday. Every night's a party night for students, isn't it? And literally just rock into a club on my own, get a couple of drinks, hit the dance floor in my own little space, see who I can see who I can meet, have a laugh and a joke with random people. They'll probably think, who the hell's he? Just random stranger talking to us. I'm just having a good time. I'm quite tempted. I really am. Quite tempted. You've got to do it once in your life, haven't you? I suppose. Yeah, just go clubbing on your own. Make a fool of yourself on the dance floor. That sounds like a good way to spend a Wednesday to me. In a strange city. If I decide to do that, I think I have to take a picture or a video or something. Selfie. One of those kind of, selfie videos as proof. I'll see how I feel. Tomorrow. We'll see. Right, 24-hour stream over the Easter bank holiday. 24-hour stream. Oh, look, I like a good night out, me. I'm not going to do it. Should I tell you why I'm not going to do it, in hindsight? Because it's the end of the month. I know it's payday tomorrow, but I've got expenses that I need to pay for, mainly to do with my security, which I'm still paying for the next 3 months in instalments. Such was expensive it all. And health, health less of a concern than money, really. No, health is less of a concern because I'm actually getting more healthy now. And I wouldn't go too mad with the alcohol. The concern is I'm actually going out on Friday with work colleagues to Flight Club, which is where you play the darts in the bar, little games of darts. There'll be drinking involved. We're going out from 4:30, so I can't do two nights in a week. Be a bit much. So we'll forget the Manchester night out on our own. I'll go to my hotel room and watch movies in pyjamas. Aaron, good evening. Good evening. How are you? Good to see you. So anyway, the long and convoluted reason for that entire tale was because I'm feeling rather festive. I've got a drink in my hand again, and I've cracked open the Appleton's 21-year-old for this auspicious occasion. So there you go. It's delicious. I had no Coke either, and I couldn't be bothered to go in and get any Coke, so I thought, what can I have with some sugar syrup in instead? Oh, I'll have a nice sipping Appleton's. Be lovely. And it is. So there you go. Demetrius, good evening to you. Good to see you. Right. This music is very soothing, I must admit. So the premise of today's stream, obviously, is to get us a victor in all things LP face-off. So yeah, I just we need to finish this at some point. Although I'm beginning to think, man, I should have saved this for maybe a weekend, maybe a Saturday summer stream. I'm still planning to do that. People are still filtering in though, so we'll crack on with it. I think at 8 o'clock. So I've got to fill time between now and 8 o'clock. Which again shouldn't be that difficult. Ask me some questions, it's fine. Oliver, good evening. Mr. Feeney, how are you? Popping in before the Arsenal game. Oh, you're just popping in. Who are Arsenal playing? Is it Champions League? Yes, actually, that's a good point, Ollie. We might just do this level, this stream. And when we get to the quarterfinals, is the quarterfinals? No, it's round of 16, I think. No, round of 32. Oh. There's actually more. I forgot how big this was. There's actually quite a few. Semi-final versus PSG. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, I think that's a good point, Ollie. I think we'll do that. I think we'll just go through this next round today, and then we'll crack on with the next round, and then that next round. Yeah, there's probably at least an hour and a half's worth of chit-chat here. We could also maybe, depending on how we're moving through this, I'm just thinking of time. It's going to be 8 o'clock we start, and I'm going to be finishing at 10 anyway, because I'm up at 5:45 in the morning, so we've got 2 hours. So I think 2 hours we can get through this round here. We might be able to, if at a push, maybe look at a couple of clips from some of these playthroughs if we can identify any clips that we might want to watch, potentially, I'm not sure. Semi-final versus PSG. Oh, that's a big game. So I'm competing against warm weather, beer gardens, Champions League semi-finals with English teams in them. I've really picked this as a bad job, haven't I? Bad timing for this stream, in hindsight. Really bad timing. I should have streamed Fallout 2. I was tempted, I will admit honestly. I was concerned, because you can't really have a voting thing with lack of numbers, can you? A scribble game. That's very true, actually. We could fit a scribble game in. We'll see how we get through. We'll see how we get through with this. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. You are the elite few that get to decide the fate of 64. Yes, 64 games, LPs. Do not waste your votes, people. 16 people is enough. I think 16 people is fine. Most of the people here are probably, are long-term viewers. So you've probably seen most of these LPs anyway, so you're the best placed to actually vote anyway. So, it's fine. It's lovely music, by the way. Right. Oh, Catherine's not here, but although I appreciate it's not a party stream, but I do have Paprika Crinkles by my side. There's not many left. I've had a few. But yeah. Oh, I also have an Easter egg as well. It might as well be a party stream. I've got alcohol, I've got chocolate, and I've got crisps. It's a smaller scale, but hey, similar vibes, you know? Anyway, there you go. So without further ado, I think we'll press on, because I can sense the anticipation in the air. So we started with 120, not quite 128 because there were some buys, but there should have been 128 because I clearly missed some LPs off the initial list, such as This Is the Police, springs to mind. Although I don't know if we fit some of those back in. So just in case you're not aware what's happening, which you all should be at this point, but we started a bit of an LP kind of tournament, basically to see which LP would win as the people's favourite, which there's some top contenders out there, you know, the Skyrims and the Med2s of the world spring to mind, but it's not nailed on guaranteed, because you've got things such as, you know, the Viking CK2 series, you've got Baldur's Gate 3 coming in more recently, you know, there's some, you know, Mass Effect, really good fun. So it's just not certain, and we got a couple of shocks in the initial 128 thing, didn't we? There were at least a couple of shocks. Right, Shelley, good evening to you first of all. Second of all, somebody else, oh no, somebody at work. So one of the trainees, I don't manage the trainee directly, but he's on the training team and I'm the training team manager. I run the training team, but he's managed by a separate training manager. He's really into computer games, so we had a good old chinwag on the way to the conference to Bristol, because he sat next to me on the train. I didn't recognise who he was initially. I think I told you this story, did I? Anyway, he sat down next to me, started talking to me. I had my headphones on. I was like, "Who are you?" In my head, like, "Hi, how are you doing?" He went, "Are you?" I went, "Oh, is you? Oh, hello, I didn't recognise you. You don't have a picture. If you don't have a picture on Teams, I've just got a voice to work with, and I couldn't hear your voice because I had a headset on." But anyway, he recognised me because I have my picture on my profile. I'm getting to your answer, Shelley, in a minute. Just killing a bit of time. 4 minutes to go. And he mentioned, I talked to him about a work-related issue via Teams chat, and then he came back with, "Oh, have you played Oblivion?" Because obviously we started talking about computer games on the train, and he's a big computer games person and a tabletopper too, so we had a lot in common. And we were talking about Oblivion Remastered. He said, "Have you tried it?" I said, "I've not tried it really, but I said I'll give it a blast. I'm not probably not going to play it in full, but for nostalgia purposes, I'll give it a bit of a blast, but not until they've patched it a couple of times. I don't want my PC blowing up." I've heard a few horror stories. So I'm parking that for now, but I'll come to it. And he said, "Oh, but there's one game that you must play if you like RPGs," and he mentioned this Expedition 33. And my words to him were, "Oh, I have read in a Discord server that I'm in." I didn't mention what I do. I don't like to mix work with pleasures. I said, "Yeah, I've heard that recommended by a couple of people on a Discord server that I'm a member of, and they said it was really, really good." So he mentioned it as well, and he said it's his game of the year, and I think you said the same. So this is not small praise, is it? No, nobody knows about my LPing from work. Somebody found out about my LPing when I was in the police, because they stumbled across my Leeds United series. I was like, "You were like, oh." I was like, "Yeah, that's me. Yeah. Keep it quiet, please." Careful doesn't become another Mass Effect. That was only for nostalgia. That's very true. That is very true. Okay, we have 20 people now. So that's person. It isn't. It's a masterpiece, and you know I don't use that term lightly. It's very true. When you've mentioned masterpieces, Shelley, I do have to stand up and take notice, because it's usually you're never very far wrong in terms of games that you know that I like. But I dare not even start looking at it or watching it, because I don't want any more games added to my flipping list. Cyberpunk, KCD2, Path of the Righteous, Wrath of the Righteous, Path of something or others, and now this on top. When am I going to play all of these? Unless somebody, I keep saying this in the hope that somebody somewhere will take pity on me watching and is a multimillionaire, just pay me my salary that I'm getting paid now, and I'll do this full time. Just like the good old days of playing The Witcher and Metal Gear 5 when I had 16 months off was lovely. And then I can devote more time to playing games and actually get through my list. Because I can get up in the morning at like 9 o'clock, have my breakfast. By 10 o'clock I'm in LP mode. I can boom, churn out 2 or 3 videos by about 1ish, 2ish, do my horse racing, and then even have time in an evening for a stream. What a life that is. What a life that would be, eh? That's my ultimate goal. No, my ultimate once I'm 67 and retired. I'm not retiring at 67, Cupboard. Are you having a laugh? Look, this is a flim flam stream mixed in with this kind of thing. I'm not retiring at 67. I'm retiring at 60. Come hell or high water, I'm retiring at 60. I am not retiring when I can't walk, when I've got ailments so that I can't enjoy my life. I need to retire when I can still enjoy stuff. And at 67, I mean, don't get me wrong, people get kind of healthier and living longer, and I look after myself for the most part, as you've seen. I'm usually in shape to some degree, playing football, did cardio yesterday for the first time in weeks. I was supposed to do it today, but need to get back in the rhythm. So I'm hoping that, when if I get to the ripe old age of late 60s, I'll be pretty fit and or not too bad. I might need double knee replacements because of all the football, but hey. So yeah, Three Kingdoms coming in 20 years. That could be something that I could do out of maliciousness. Yeah, 60th birthday special stream. Three Kingdoms. Played on a PC that's like a flipping NASA computer. That could be the biggest meme of the entire 40 years of the channel. Don't put ideas in my head like that. Some people will be most upset. Right, Tari, good evening to you. Welcome. Right, we've got a fair few in now, so we can actually crack on. And Catherine will be joining us shortly when she's back from walking the dog. Anyway, so, first of all, thank you all for coming this evening at short notice. Cheers to you all. Now, let's get on with the show. So, we are here. Ollie is ready with tabs open for polls. God bless you, Ollie. I couldn't do this without you. I really couldn't. First match. Forget your Champions Leagues. Forget your PSGs versus your Arsenals. That pales in comparison right now to this matchup, because this is a doozy. This is Medieval 2 Total War, the English campaign versus Stardew Valley. That is horrendous. Stardew Valley would be making it to the quarterfinals at least, was it not for this matchup. This is a tough one. It does suck. That's the nature of random, unseeded tournament brackets for you. It's like the FA Cup of the LP world. Arsenal v Man U in round 1. You're going to have to beat him at some point if you want to win the cup. But yeah, it does suck probably for Stardew Valley, but you never know. Stardew Valley was a fantastic, unexpected series of mine. I'll give you a précis as we're doing the voting and stuff. Yeah, English campaign, obviously. The original. Very first LP, fond memories for a lot of people. Very first RP, memorable characters, memorable rulers, memorable things happened. It was. I often feel like, and this is really a bad thing to say, really, I suppose, but I often feel like if I'd have just done that one LP maybe and stopped right there, like one of these very famous LPs that did one really fantastic LP and was never heard from again. And people were like, oh, I wish I would do another one. What happened to him? Whatever happened to him? He did this fantastic series and they just disappeared. But anyway, I carried on. But it also makes me wonder that this is held in such high regard, and it was the very first one I did, and I've done hundreds, as you've seen, ever since, and nothing seems to have ever stood the test of time like it. But anyway, let's take a look at the straw poll live on camera. I'm going to cast my vote, and then we'll see the total. This is a tough one even for me. I loved Greenfingers as a character. I love Stardew Valley. The music, the concept, it was a great game, but unfortunately, I loved Medieval 2 just that bit more. It was my first LP, very fond memories, got me into it, and I absolutely adore the roleplay, very much so I can still remember most of the characters in it. To this very day, the antics that happened, the fun I used to have logging on to the Webeden forums to see what was posted next, it was just great fun. It was great fun, even up until the bitter end when King Nicholas, this is testing my memory now, King Nicholas died in, was it Jerusalem we were taking? Charged headfirst into a battle like a lunatic. All he had to do was sit back and enjoy the victory. No, killed himself. Absolute lunatic. But yeah, that was that. So I'm eager to see these results. I can't. What? Let's have a look at this. It's got to be Medieval 2, hasn't it? Let's have a look. 8 votes to 5. Oh, that's close. Some people aren't voting though. Don't sit there gawping. Come on now. Your votes are important. Although some people did say last time that if you've not seen either of them, then you don't vote. So that's fair enough. But actually 13 out of 20 is not bad. So it's most of you. More than half. But yeah, Medieval 2 scrapes on through. But this was stern opposition. That was stern opposition. It's probably not going to face much sterner than that for a little while, so it's got through that. It's looking good. Live results. It's not going to get any more. It's not going to get any better for Stardew Valley on that one. So English campaign wins. How do we? There we go. Pick that as the winner. Update that, and that gets through to the next round. Ooh, there you go. Right, another tough one. No, actually, it's not a tough one for me personally. What the tough one will be the next one. Probably. We've got Baldur's Gate Enhanced Edition. The creation of another, probably, channel favourite character of mine. Godan Firehammer was created back in let me get my dates right here. This is all off memory here, by the way, people. 2014? 2014. I think, maybe. Was this 2014, 2015? 2015 I was out of work. Was I playing this whilst I was out of work? Yes, I think I was, you know. This might be 2014, 2015-ish. At a push. But anyway, I decided to play this because I had played the original in 2011 or 2010, having played tabletop and hearing that D&D rule set was applied to Baldur's Gate, and I was like, oh my god, that must be an amazing game, and it was. But I wanted to play it on the channel because the Enhanced Edition came out, and there were some things in the original game that the Enhanced Edition improved upon that I thought was going to be good, and plus I wanted to play it on the channel because I always roleplay a game when I'm LPing it, and I don't, as much as it might sound ludicrous to some people, I don't roleplay a game at all when I'm not playing on camera. I just can't, because there's nobody to roleplay for, if that makes sense. So I knew I was going to enjoy Baldur's Gate the second time more than the first time, and I did, basically. And Godan Firehammer was born. So that was that LP versus The Last of Us Remastered. I still haven't watched any of the Last of Us Season 2 yet. I'm waiting for it to be finished and watch it all and binge watch it. I really can't be bothered. And I didn't like the story of Last of Us 2 as really as much as the first game as a game. So I'm not rushing to watch it, if I'm being quite frank. Don't know. I think I've seen a couple of mixed reviews, and then some people on the Discord have said it's really good. I'll watch it all in one go when I can be bothered one day, but the first one for me was always going to be one to watch weekly. This one was never going to be that for me. But this is the first version of the game, and I really enjoyed it. But it suffers from that syndrome of you're playing as a character that's predetermined, and when it comes to that, for me personally, I always enjoy games more when I've got much more control over the narrative of the character. You're loving the second season. Oh, is it? Okay, that's good. Don't compare it to the game too much. I can't remember much of the game, to be fair, so there's not much to compare it to, other than obviously they made kind of shocking scenes. But yeah, I'm voting for Baldur's Gate. Oh, I've clicked. No, I'm clicking. Not clicking here. Bear with me. I'll be a bit premature here. Let's click on that. I'm going to vote for Baldur's Gate, obviously. Results time! Ooh, closer than I anticipated. 9 votes to 5. Baldur's Gate Enhanced Edition does get in, but Last of Us Remastered getting a little bit of love there. Well, that shouldn't sound so surprised. It's a damn good game. It's a very good game, in fact. It's a 10 out of 10 game, really. But as I said, for me personally, I prefer, from an LPing experience, games where I have much more control over the narrative and over the character. And that was very much a, kind of story-driven game where you're given the character. So that's why I never quite enjoyed these type of LPs as much as where I've got almost like full control over where I take my character. Fallout TV show. I think have we got Fallout on the agenda further down? We can discuss that at the Fallout section. Chris, good evening. Can I do Oblivion Remaster playthrough? You just missed my Oblivion Remaster talk. Basically, I'm saying I'm hanging off playing that for a little while. I will never play a full playthrough of it. I will give it a try, probably on camera, to share with you all, but it's not going to be a full playthrough. On the other hand, Sky Oblivion, is it Sky Oblivion? I would be much more interested in. And there was an article on X. I'm going to stop calling it Twitter now. I'm just calling it by it's been X for long enough now, I think. From the developers of the Sky Oblivion, who basically said something along the lines of they were in contact with Bethesda or whatever, and it's all good, kind of thing. Happy. They're all, they give them a free copy or something like that. There was a post anyway. So yes, I will give it a bit of a blast, but it won't be a full playthrough. Right, there you go. So this is Baldur's Gate winning through, and that's going to be up against Medieval 2 Total War next. Oh, that's a tough one. I mean, I can vision who's going to win this, but that for me personally is a tough one. Call it Twitter. Okay, next one should be probably less of a challenge. BG3 versus 80 days. Oh, 80 days. Oh no, it beat Metro Last Light. So 80 days, still got a fair bit of love though. It's a very interesting game, a game with lots of replayability. More than one person has asked me to play this again, so, obviously, I say you never know, but you do know, don't you? It's not going to happen. I can't afford to play games twice when there's games that I've not even played once yet on my infamous list. Oh, so it was 3 copies. I did think it was that. Yeah, they've spent years developing this Oblivion complete port into the Skyrim engine. I think it's supposed to be finishing this year, and right as it's about to finish, oh, there you go. Here's an official remaster. Almost like stealing the thunder a little bit, isn't it? I suppose. But I still think that the mod will be better than the Oblivion Remastered, because it's a mod, and modders tend to do better jobs than the developers these days. Anyway, BG3, 80 days. So to me, this has got to be a no-brainer. Not that I want to heavily influence, and BG3 isn't finished yet, but it's Volpus. I need not say anything else. other than utter that one name. Because if there's ever a character in any of my playthroughs that I will never forget until my dying breath, I probably won't forget many of them, but you know, it will be Volpus will be the top of the list. Because again, you know, not to influence too many future votes either, but I've created some characters in my time. But this little gnome, and the fact that it almost got me banned for a week has cemented his legacy as my favourite character that I've ever created. The man is the man gnome is a law unto himself. He really is. God help us all. Oh, I love him to bits. Honestly, if you, it's bizarre to say that you love a character that you've created yourself. It's a game character as well, but I love him. Absolutely love him. Anyway, there you go. So I think it's a no-brainer. I keep clicking on this and it keeps doing stuff. Baldur's Gate 3 must sweep this, surely. I didn't expect that much. 12 nothing. Not a single vote for poor old 80 days there. I thought it might have got one. Bloody hell. Right, we've got to go a little bit quicker, haven't we, I suppose. We're only doing the one round here, but we have got 32 matchups and we've only done 3. It is now your longest. It's 195 hours of playthrough time. Some of that playthrough is off camera, but not much. So yes, it is by far my longest series. Pathfinder was pretty long too. I didn't realise how long Pathfinder Kingmaker was, but it didn't feel as long because it wasn't as drawn out in terms of actual time. I actually played Pathfinder quite quickly. I think I finished it in less than a year, and it was over 100 hours, whereas this is 190 hours, but it's taken now almost 2 years. But yeah, it's because I'm trying to savour it, to be quite frank with you. I don't want it to be over. PSG 1 up, oh dear. So we got Mass Effect 2, The Walking Dead, A New Frontier. Oh, I did have a 6-month break too, that's very true, I forgot about that. Mass Effect 2, this is the original Mass Effect 2 with my John Shepard, who I can't remember the original series. Mass Effect, I could only remember the Calamity Cass series because Calamity Cass was another character that I quite enjoyed playing as. Compared to my original Shepard, which is kind of bizarre, really. But considering that was probably the 6th time I played Mass Effect 1, the 3rd time I played Mass Effect 2, and the 2nd time that I played Mass Effect 3, and she stood out among all the playthroughs. But that's probably going to come later, I think. So Mass Effect 2, Walking Dead: A New Frontier. Not much to say about that, I don't think, to be quite frank. We're going to rifle on through that one. I was never a fan of this one, to be fair. 12-3. 3 votes for Walking A New Frontier there. More than I thought it might get, to be fair. But it's another pretty much landslide. We've got quite an interesting matchup here. Suzerain Resia is going up against Detroit Become Human. We discussed both of these in the last stream, of course. I don't think I'd finished Suzerain Resia at the anniversary stream. I don't think. Finished it now, and we got a good ending. We got the best ending I've probably ever had on that type of game where there's that much choice involved, where usually I end up cocking up. Not intentionally, but I roleplay. So roleplay leads to making decisions that aren't always optimal. And that's the fun of roleplay, isn't it? It's about the story you create, not about the end goal. Although sometimes it does wrangle that I don't get a good ending. Not tonight, springs to mind. Still haunts me. Beat Cop as well. But yeah, Suzerain Resia. Really thoroughly enjoyed that. Enjoyed that playthrough. Really good game. Suzerain is a hidden gem. Really is. My lasting memory of Suzerain, just out of interest, just in case you're interested. My lasting memory of Suzerain is playing it. Get this, right? Okay, hang fire. I'm trying to paint the scene here. So I was playing the second playthrough of the first Suzerain game off camera sneakily, because I was going to upload it all in one go. So I started playing it in June last year, which is precisely the time when I got struck down with a virus, having come back off my holiday. And then I went through 4 months of hell, if you remember, with what is now really being confirmed as long COVID if I had COVID, but I could never prove what I had because I didn't get tested or anything. But let's call it, what do they call it? Virus syndrome. Oh, what's the term that they use? Oh, whatever. Basically, it's like long COVID, but for a virus, it's long. I can't remember what they call it. Anyway, my body basically shut down on itself as a result of reaction to the virus. So my gastro went haywire. My neurological system went haywire. I was having shakes, tingles, shivers. Oh, the chat is a little bit delayed as well. Just a load of chat just went boom. This happened in the anniversary stream, and I'm wondering if it's the links that might be causing the issue. It doesn't happen in a regular stream, but it happened in the anniversary stream where the chat was not coming through properly. But anyway, post-virus syndrome. So I had post-virus syndrome, so I was getting all these symptoms for 4 months, and my body went into complete meltdown. And so in June, or early July, it was early July actually, because it was near election time, my lasting memory of suzerain was sitting down, having just taken codeine. I went to the doctors. I'd been in A&E the night before this was when I went for my tingling in my head. So I had tingling in my head, I had a crushing headache sensation, I had a cracking headache. It was just a tingling in my head. It was awful. It was like literally somebody had released ants into my head and they were just walking around on my scalp. It was the most bizarre sensation ever, coupled with a crushing sensation in my temples and a banging headache. I thought, this is not right. So I went to hospital, had a CT scan. Next day, woke up with the most horrendous back pain because I was also suffering with joint pains and muscle pains, again post-virus syndrome. So I went to the doctors and got some codeine, and I was sat down having just popped a codeine and started playing suzerain because I thought the codeine would take about an hour to kick in. And then partway through that particular recording, about half an hour in, the codeine started to take effect. So I remember, I don't think I disclosed at the time that I've got to cut this video short because I'm spacing out on codeine here. But I cut the session pretty short at like 40 minutes when I usually do about an hour. And the reason being was because the codeine was kicking in. Now, I've had codeine before, and codeine usually was quite a nice relaxer. I had a bad back in 2017, early 2017. I had a really bad back issue. I don't know what caused it to this day, but I was given codeine for that, and I just remember being laid in bed feeling really great. It's like, oh, this is marvellous. Codeine's, oh, it's awesome. I was watching Top Gear at the time. No, Grand Tour at the time. I was like, oh, this is marvellous. So when I got the codeine from a bad back, I was like thinking the same thing. This is going to be marvellous. I get some codeine, I can chill out. It made me ill. Because I was suffering with the post-virus syndrome, clearly my body wasn't reacting very well to codeine either. I felt dreadfully sick all day. I took the codeine at like 12, and I was still feeling sick and spaced out at 10 o'clock at night. And this actually was election night, because I remember being sat downstairs watching it downstairs, because I felt that ill. I wanted just to sit downstairs with my mother, because that's what you do when you're ill. You look to your parents, don't you? As old as you might, you could be 50 years old, and if you're not feeling up to scratch, who do you turn to? Good old mum. Anyway, so yeah, that was my lasting memory of suzerain. Sorry, a bit of a tangent. Let's see which is won. This is a tough one for me. I like both of these games, but I'm going to go with suzerain. If that story doesn't win it for you all, I don't know what will. Hey! Suzerain wins. Right, very good. I think my mother called me, you know. supposed to have been dinner at 8:30. Right. I say this is pretty tough. For me personally, it's not quite so tough, but for you guys, it might be quite tough. Witcher 2 Enhanced Edition. Metal Gear Solid 5. Any decisions effects come will be an LP. Yes, it will be an LP. Slight delay to me starting it, of course, but there will be an LP. Stream is a bit laggy. Yes, the chat's laggy too. I think I don't know whether it's the polls. Maybe, I'm not sure. But we'll carry on. I'm not getting any sort of error messages or any dips in quality from OBS, so we'll proceed on. Hopefully it's not too bad for you guys. Start shutting my blinds and putting the lights on soon. It's getting a bit dark. Right, so Witcher 2 was my second foray into the Witcher series. Really enjoyed that game. Not as much as Witcher 3, of course, but really enjoyed it. Metal Gear Solid 5, nothing but fond memories. Nothing but fond memories of that game. I don't know what it was about it. Maybe it was the time that I was playing it because I was out of work and loving life at the time. But there was just something about the entire Metal Gear Solid 5 experience that I absolutely loved. I think it was part to do with the music too, because I love a game with good music, and they had some classic tunes. Collecting those cassette tapes, playing the song when the helicopter arrived. You could pick your helicopter music. It was great. Only Time Will Tell was mine. Oh, it was fantastic. Really, really fond memories. But also because we knew it was his last game, so it was kind of almost like nostalgia as well. A bit of nostalgia kicking in, seeing some of the characters, the old characters, because it was a bit of a prequel as well, wasn't it? So, yeah. Oh, I'm clicking it that it's won. I think it's going to win. I could be wrong, because it's Witcher. Witcher's it's a firm favourite, but I'm hoping Metal Gear Solid 5 wins. Oh, it's won by 2 votes. 2 votes. It gets the vote by 2 votes. It's a close one. It's a close one for that. Metal Gear Solid 5 wins through. Just about. Right. Ooh, this is a pretty tough one. This is a pretty tough one. Sims 3 Ambitions and Late Night. This is the whole Junzu, Mikey. This was their moment to shine. Obviously Jamie and Evan were in there too, but this was about the kids. This was about Big Bull. This is about Mikey and Jun dancing on tables. Jun with the neon yellow outfit with the big glasses on, the double ponytail kind of hairstyle. She took Mikey by storm. He saw her in the club that night and he was smitten. Johnny 5, who can forget Johnny 5? An LP of epic proportions. And then KCD, no slouch. A fantastic side game. What's the side game in Kingdom Come Deliverance? I remember it being really good fun. Something to do with dice. The dice game. I really enjoyed that. Some great comedy clips come out of KCD. The concept, everything was. I loved the game. I think KCD 2 as a playthrough for me is going to be. Oh, it's going to be up there. Because I think it's going to be the kind of game that I'm going to get on very well with. I can say this now. But it is a hard one. I do think I know what's going to win though. So we'll crack on. I'll give you a little bit longer to vote, but then we're going to have to take the winner. Let me get the poll open here. Oh, it's going to have to be Sims 3. I'm generally speaking a nostalgic person at the best of times, so a lot of these nostalgic ones get my vote just because it's nostalgic. But I think in terms of playthroughs, I have commented on this before that I don't think I played KCD to the fullest extent, because normally when I play an RPG I am quite a completionist in some respects. I don't aim for completionist, but I tend to do a lot of stuff. And I don't feel like I did a lot of stuff in game. I did a lot of the main story and not much of the side stuff, I seem to recall. but KCD 2, I really have. You know when you just know, and I've had this premonition about many a game, and I've mentioned this in streams before, but I've woken up 2 or 3 times in my life and had some very bizarre sort of premonitions. One of them was about PlayStation. I dreamt about a PlayStation. I'd never even seen what a PlayStation was, but I knew about it, and I looked in the catalogue, not the John Lewis catalogue, the John Morse catalogue that we used to get, and there was a PlayStation. I'm like, that's what I saw in my dreams. I must have subconsciously seen it somewhere, I don't know, but I just dreamt it and had to have one, and I knew it was going to be a console that I was going to love, and it was probably my favourite console of all time. And then there was another situation that happened, and I can't remember it off the top of my head, but something similar happened. It was about a game, and I just knew it was going to be the greatest game ever. You think it would be Witcher 3, wouldn't you? But it wasn't. But no, there was something that I really just knew I had to have it. And I get a very similar vibe with KCD 2. I haven't woken up dreaming about the game, but I've just got I just know for certain that I'm going to really enjoy that game. I just know it. Anyway, I think Sim 3 will win this. I'm going to vote for Sim 3. Closer than, well, is it closer than I thought? I don't think it is closer than I thought. I expected it to win. It won. That's all that matters. Goodbye, KCD. You were in our hearts, if only for that night of debauchery with the priest. Right. Oh, this next one should be easy. CK2, Fleming Dynasty, that's parts 1 and 2, versus Until Dawn. Until Dawn, damn good game. 4 episodes, short, sweet, was going so... Oh no, I'm thinking of The Quarry. Until Dawn was the iToy thing. The iToy thing. My only debate with KCD 2 is how to play it. I was thinking of doing it fully in character. Again, like my roleplay of the first game, because that was quite cool, and doing it on a game that I haven't played before means that I will finish it. But to do that for an entire series is probably very difficult. It's not difficult to do, it's quite easy to do actually. But my issue with doing that is I will stream KCD 2 as well, and playing in character during a stream is going to be a bit difficult. So we'll see, but I am looking forward to playing it. So we've got Until Dawn, CK2 Fleming Dynasty. I mean, the very first CK2 game I ever played, my introduction to the series, and you know, several hundred hours later, we finally finished CK2 Forever with the Game of Thrones series. But this was the series that started it all. If you remember, I started playing this game initially as an AAR back on the original forums. It wasn't even an LP. I played through this as an AAR and then loved the game so much that I had to turn it into an LP. So let's see which wins. For me personally, what gets my vote is obviously going to be CK2. I think it's going to be quite a landslide here. 11-1. It is indeed a landslide. It wins through to the next round, where it's going to be facing The Sims 3. That's a tough one. Let's have a look at these so far. Oh, we've done that many. That's a tough one. That's a tough one. Is that one too? This one, it could be tough, but I think that's going to be a cinch. This, going to be an interesting one, that one. This one, tough one. Right, Fallout 3. Ooh, interesting. Fallout 3. Fallout 3 with Bob. Bob the Maniacal. The Maniacal versus CK3, the Rogue Viking series. No, CK2, the Rogue Viking series. I could have changed this before this. I forgot this was a typo. This is CK2, the Rogue Viking series, with none other than Johan Johansson, based in good old Leeds, if you remember. Who is more evil, Bob or Senrad II? Ah, dearie me. Hello, Harlow, welcome. Hopefully I'll get you through your horrible wait, and hopefully everything's okay. The OGs love Fallout 3. Oh, don't tell me Fallout 3 is winning. Fallout 3 cannot beat the CK2 Rogue Viking. Are you having a laugh? Oh, I heard that it was getting remastered too. Bob never killed his dad over a title, so I'm going with December the 2nd. Catherine, that was longer than 20 minutes. Well, hopefully you had a good walk. Why wouldn't you enjoy this lovely evening? You don't get many of them, do we? Right, let me start putting lights on. You can just bounce it. I need to put my spaceman on too. My spaceman is... I kid you not. My spaceman is called Bob. This is Bob, the spaceman. Okay, he's here. This is my little space thing. Come on, Bob. Get yourself stood up, mate. You're required. There we go. There's a good fella. There we are. Very good. There you go. So I've introduced you to Bob. And I'm not joking, he's called Bob. I'm not saying, it's kind of timely that it's a Fallout 3 section, that's what reminded me to put him on. But anyway, let's have a look at the results for this one. I think I've flim-flammed enough on this one. We killed a homeless man, yes we did. CK2 it's got to be. Although, I clicked that so hastily. I loved Fallout 3. Fallout 3, for me, instigated within me, I already had it within me, but it instigated it even more, my love of urban exploration and the concept of walking around abandoned buildings. So this game really hit the spot because it was the first time it was like a 3D Fallout, so you could actually go into these buildings and explore what was a school, what was a supermarket, and seeing it all dilapidated and obviously, you know, the bombs, etc. It was the whole urban explorer vibe. You know, it was an urban explorer's wet dream, really. And I just remember buying that game and sitting and playing it on the Xbox 360 when I first got it. Well, just before I started LPing, but it was for hours and hours. And this was back in the day when I used to be able to sit and play a game for like 8 hours straight. And just literally break to go to the bathroom and not even break for my food, because my food I just eat on my lap and continue playing for hours on end. And they were also the days where I used to take leave off work to play a game that used to come out. Not anymore. Oh, it's 9-4. Rogue Viking wins. Not surprised, but I wouldn't have been horrifically surprised if Fallout 3 might have won. So there you go. Let me just quickly check in with the chat. I'm going to love CK3. It's getting there, isn't it? Apparently, I think King99 put something on the chat on the Discord today that there's another DLC just come out or something that's really good. I think it's getting there by the sounds of it. Hungarian dwarf spy master forced us with a favour to attack a country in Eastern Europe to reclaim his one manor from his estranged family. I can't remember that. Good memory though, Martian Eyes. And that's the beauty of the CK series, especially the CK2 when it's fully decked out with stuff. It's the stories that it creates. It's like Dwarf Fortress, isn't it? It's the stories that come out just randomly, random stuff. Half of Fallout 3 was exploring abandoned metro tunnels. I think that whole megalomaniac mustache twirling evil that you're talking about is because that was the very first evil character that I ever played in my life, if you remember. I never played an evil character in my life. I could never bring myself to play an evil character off camera. So that was the very, very first evil character that I ever played. So I probably went a bit overboard there with it. But why wouldn't you? It's the first evil character I've played. If I'm going to play an evil character for the first time, it's going to be literally the most evil I could make him. Right, we've got Forgotten City versus Mass. Oh, this is a tough one. This is a tough one. Holy flipping smokes! Mass Effect Legendary Edition. We've got Calamity Cass, extraordinaire, knocking people down with e-books and all. She was a character. Absolutely loved her the whole Legendary Edition playthrough series with her. It flew by. I played 3 games. I probably never played 3 RPGs so fast in my entire life. I think we played through that game literally in like, what, less than 6 months, and there was 3 games in there. We flew through it. Even right up until the point where we had that big picture. I should have still taken that picture and had it as a wallpaper. Where in the last kind of DLC of the third, was it the third game or whatever? Where we were all having that party at Calamity Cass's apartment, and everybody was in that picture right before we went on the final mission. Iconic. Absolutely iconic. But then Forgotten City was an absolutely fantastic game. The music, based in Rome, the concept, it was another one of those hidden gems, those kind of indie style games that just hit the spot. Oh no, this is awful. I mean, obviously I'm voting as well, and I can't see the results. I don't know, this is difficult. For its originality, controversial maybe, I'm going to go with the Forgotten City. You've not heard of it? Well, obviously I've played it because it's on this list. Feel free to check out my playthrough. Or if you want to play the game yourself, don't check out my playthrough and play it yourself because it's a fantastic game. Absolutely fantastic game. Let's see what the vote's saying. Oh, I'm not disappointed. But it was close. It was close. It was close. It was close. Forgotten City is a damn good game, though. Fleecing that idiot for a bunch of coins. Right. Woo! This is another tough one. Are you expecting it? We're expecting it. I'm just going to go get my dinner. But you have to vote on this one. This is Shogun 2 Total War. This is the original playthrough, the Tokugawa campaign, again with roleplay, versus Pillars of Eternity and the introduction of one Mr. Hat-loving Fedoran. Hold that thought, I'll be back. Pasta for dinner. Victory dance. I gave you a little bit of it on the anniversary stream. I'm sure I did. Sure I did. Oh, have I got a soft drink? I've got a soft drink here. I can't drink alcohol with food, and I haven't finished my alcohol yet, so I have to finish my alcohol, then eat my pasta, then drink my soft drink. As much as I love Fedora, this is the Total War I found demo on. Right, okay. I think Shogun's probably going to win it. It's a Total War after all, and Total War usually gets a lot of love around in these parts of town. you know what? Shogun 2 was probably the only Total War that I almost lost. We were literally one battle away from defeat, if you remember. One battle away from defeat. We were on the ropes at the start of that playthrough, which in of itself was quite something. And it was the very first roleplay that we did based on officers, which was quite a cool concept at the time too. So I keep clicking it because I'm thinking I'm voting on it, but I'm not. I need to click on the poll. So let's do it formally here. I think it's going to win. 9-5. It's pretty close. Pretty close. Put up a good fight. Adoran did, but ultimately you lost out to Tokugawa. Who was our last leader? Did we get Ayasu? Oh, it was Hirotada, right? But didn't he die in the end? Did we end up with the Ayasu in the end? I can't remember. That was 2011 that started, by the way. Mass Effect 3 versus Beat Cop. Mass Effect 3 versus Beat Cop. Beat Cop, my long-lasting memory of Beat Cop was playing it with an electric heater humming in the background whilst drinking port because it was New Year's and my heating had broken. Fun times. But great game. Great game. Love the police sergeant fella. Although it wasn't voice acted, I was doing the voice acting, but I can still remember his voice in my head because it's really bizarre. Because it's just how I pictured how he would sound. But it was a great game. Mass Effect 3, this was the original Mass Effect 3. This was the original Mass Effect 3 with the original ending, which caused a lot of a bit of a scene and a bit of a fuss, didn't it, if you remember? That game got me to cuss a lot. Never saw Beat Cop, sounds rather dodgy. It's a good game, honestly, it's a really good game. I'm going to go Master... Oh, I keep doing it again. Right, cast your votes, folks. I'll give you a bit longer. Give me a chance to sample the delights of my chicken pasta here. It's got to be the conclusion of the Mass Effect trilogy, hasn't it, really? Yeah. 9-3. It's a cinch. Mass Effect wins. Ooh, interesting. Interesting. Alan Wake. Way back in 2010. Mirror Peak. Horror game. All the fun and games to be had there. Versus Raphael Ambrosius Cousteau, aka Harry Dubois, Mr. Firewater, Flying Spin Kick, the bane of what was our partner called? Kitsuragi. Kitsuragi? Kitsuki? It's Kitsuragi, right? Or was that a different game? It began with a K, right? He began with a K. Our more competent partner in crime. It was Kitsuragi. Kim Kitsuragi, that's him. We were the bane of his existence. I loved this game. I would play this a second time, honestly. I think I mentioned it before. It's now fully voice acted. Everything's voice acted now. Yeah, I'd play this again. I really would. As a competent logic character. I started doing it, and the replayability is really something because you're getting different options based on which stats you're picking and which things you pick. So things crop up in your thoughts and your head. So when I picked a more logical, competent kind of stat build, rather than I think I picked quite physical with my original character because I was basing it on Gene Hunt, things were cropping up that didn't happen in the first playthrough. Like things that your character picked up on, little subtle hints about things that your character, if you pick different stats, just wouldn't, pick up on in that playthrough. Won't comment on, won't come into his head. So the replayability is absolutely great for that side of things. I mean, obviously, if you know the story, you know the story in the end, ultimately. But yeah. Oh, this is a tough one. I'm gonna go with Disco Elysium. I love that game. Oh yeah, 10-4. It's a pretty good one. That one, pretty good result. That one for Disco Elysium. It wins through. It's gonna have a tough next round, whichever wins. This is a tough one. This is another one of those tough ones, guys and gals. What happens if there's a tie? Catherine's here. Catherine was the adjudicator in the last one. She's going to have to be the adjudicator in this one. Right. Disco Elysium. No. Pathfinder Kingmaker. Elquist. Versus Total War Rome Remastered. The Carthage campaign. With roleplay. Theages. Theopanus. The Mighty Bizaltus. This was a remaster that I absolutely love. I don't play many remasters, but this, loved it. Back to the 2004 days of Rome. It was fantastic. Made me realise how much the newer Total Wars have just gone, like a lot of games nowadays, have kind of veered away from fun and kind of geared towards just being overly complicated, trying to do far too much, and they're kind of missing some of the fun elements that the older generation of games used to have. Because this, in principle, the mechanics are quite simple in principle compared to what the more modern Total Wars, but when you put it all together with the strategy and the different things you can do, it just makes for a fantastically fun game. Maybe I'll play Three Kingdoms Remastered. That might be one time that I actually play it. But don't forget, Three Kingdoms, however, in my defence, Three Kingdoms was a game that was never finished, by the way. I mean, obviously it was released, but it's an unfinished game. Anyway, I'm intrigued as to what's going to win this. This is a tough one. However, I am going to pick a winner. And I am picking Pathfinder. Because I did quite like Elquist as a character. I really enjoyed Pathfinder as a game, and it's a remaster. So I played the original before, so it wasn't a new experience. It was a grand experience. Really enjoyed it. Loved the roleplay as well. But as an original RPG experience, gonna have to pick Pathfinder. I'm intrigued now. I think Pathfinder's good. I can't actually say what's going to win here. I really can't. I think Pathfinder's going to win, but I think it's going to be close. 9-5. Is it pretty close? Pretty close. It was pretty close, but it did win. I'm doing well with the predictions here. I don't know if I'm subconsciously directing you here with my commentary, but Disco Elysium v Pathfinder, that's a tough one. Good luck in the next round. Oh, we're getting through these. We don't have to rush. We've got another hour and a half at least. At the very least. Mass Effect versus Return of the Obra Dinn. Return of the Obra Dinn. This is a Shelley game. Shelley recommends games occasionally. Recommended this next RPG that's going to be added to my list when I get round to that eventually. But yeah, Return of the Obra Dinn was a recommendation by Shelley, and I just remember this game because the first playthrough I was heavily hungover and really didn't get into it, and then I played it. I watched a playthrough of the part that I'd just done, and then the second session, then it started to click, and then I just loved it. Absolutely loved it. The music, the drama, just trying to solve what was happening. Yeah, it was really good. Original Mass Effect, yeah, pretty good too. Trouble I have with Mass Effect in terms of these votes is because I played the game 15 times. I can't even remember the LP. Whereas Return of the Obra Dinn, I can clearly remember the LP because it was a fantastic game. These are exactly a puzzle game I love. Those are indeed very rare, so we should embrace them. We should completely embrace them. I'm going to vote for this one quite quickly. So if you haven't voted, you're too slow. You have, some of you haven't. 6-5. Ooh, that was close. 7-5 now. Jeez, that is a close one. Whoa, that was close. Right, okay. That was me trying to shoehorn that in quickly. Quickly, the quicker we do it, the less chance Mass Effect's got. Quickly. No. The next one, I'm going to give you a bit more time because I'm going to eat some pasta. But I'm just going to leave you with this. Cliffs of Amber. This is a CK2, a Game of Thrones mod playthrough. 2 seasons of it. House. Top Cliff. How can I forget? Martianize is here. The chronicler extraordinaire is with us. Versus a very unique and highly fun, this is actually quite tough, series where literally I gave you guys control to control the characters in a tabletop style. This is very tough. I say that, and it's probably going to not be as tough as I think in terms of the results, but for me personally, it's tough. Again, because of I really love those Darkest Dungeon sessions. Shelley with the sweaty socks, Ollie, you were the man at arms, I seem to recall. We had the whole bust situation with Crusader Knight. Who else could I remember from that series with characters? God, there was more than that. Sorry if I've forgotten you. They were the ones that stuck out straight away. There was somebody that had played a jester. There was Kai Rowan with the crossbow. Who else did we have? Oh, it was just so good. And that's what the kind of vibe that I'm hoping we're going to get with the XCOM playthrough, which is coming, by the way. I haven't forgotten about it. And thank you to Ollie particularly, but other people that have recommended kind of things and give me a few tips, mods and ideas for the roleplay channels and stuff. This will pick up pace once I've got the bank holidays out of the way. Right, anyway, I'm supposed to be eating and giving myself time to chomp on this food whilst you vote for this one, which is potentially tough, but I do think that Cliffs of Amber will win this, and rightly so. To be fair, it was a damn good series. I've taken that long. You've already played the game twice over. Typical. This is the first shock of this round. That Cliffs of Amber's been beaten. It can't be. It can't be. Dick on lips, for heaven's sake. Dick on lips. How has this happened? What in God's green earth? I mean, I did say it's a tough one. I didn't expect it to win. Holy hell, that's the first shock for me. Such a shock, I can't bring myself to click on the right answer. Holy cow, I'm just going to shut my blinds. Oh my God. Oh my God. Darkest Dungeon could be a dark horse then in this entire tournament. Right, next one. Ollie's already got the poll up. It's The Sims 3 and World Adventures versus Life is Strange 2. This should be a cinch. We're going to give you less than a minute to vote for this one. The original Sims 3 series, Evan and Jamie. Martial arts in China. So we've got Outlast, Picture in Picture, another horror game. I know how you love to see me suffer. Versus Monkey Island 2, LeChuck's Revenge. Point and click, puzzle solving, adventuring fun. I can't believe I managed to play, what, 4? Or was it 5? 4? No, 5. Point and click adventures. Where the premise really usually is puzzles and solving stuff. How on earth did you convince me to do that? I cannot believe it. But anyway, for me, this is a tough one because I can't remember much about either of them. I mean, there was 3 Monkey Islands, which was number 2, I can't remember. Is that the one where we ended up in the bar at the start? And the mop and the red herring thing. I diversified a lot during quarantine. Or was this quarantine time? One of the few Monkey Islands still left in the running. I think Thimbleweed Park I really enjoyed. I really enjoyed Thimbleweed because it was Thimbleweed Park that got me into point and click, if you remember. And how on earth why I played Thimbleweed Park is beyond me. I can't remember why I played it. I do remember getting likes on my Twitter announcement posts of streams from one of the voice actors, which was quite cool. I am not encouraging you by liking horror games whilst you're watching. You might get ideas. Monkey Island it is. Don't win Outlast, please. Oh, for heaven's sake. I tried. You're not going to beat The Sims 3 though, so game over for you, mate. Right, Dead Space 2. Dead Space 2, picture, how many is left? Oh, we haven't got not that much left, actually. So, we'll take our time with these last few, no need to rush through. We've got, where are we? We have Dead Space 2, oh, Far Cry 5, interesting. So we've got Far Cry 5, kind of the hillbilly, kind of culty, kind of, you know, affair with the music, doodly-dee, diddly-doo. The kind of cult-based music, which we quite enjoyed it. A crap ton of comedy clips came out of Far Cry 5. And Dead Space 2, picture in picture. Dead Space 2, I can't remember anything about Dead Space 2. I remember Dead Space 1. Was Dead Space 2 the one where they were putting that thing in your eye? Right, graphic scene where your eye was that number 2? Anyway, I know which one I'm picking, but I'll leave it up to you to continue to vote for this one. Maybe there's more sadomasochists out there. Is it sadomasochism when you're no? Sadomasochism is not when you do it to yourself. That's self. I'm thinking of self-flagellation. I'm thinking of Darkest Dungeon here. Yeah. For you masochists out there, I'd love to see people suffer. You're probably going to pick bloody Dead Space, aren't you? Oops. Happy clappy, come on, happy clappy. No, come on now. Oh, this is a very interesting one. Shelley, are you in here? This is a tough one. This is horrendously tough for me. We've got Skyrim, which is probably not the greatest of games in hindsight when you look at it. As far as games go, it's the freedom it creates, however, different scale. As playing it at the time, love it to bits. It was the character more than anything. And then you've got Metro Exodus, which is a damn good game. Fantastic game. Loved it. Absolutely loved it. I'm going to play this game, not on camera, off camera. I'm going to play this again. My computer has received upgrades since I last played it. My computer has received, it's running more smoothly. I've got a faster monitor now, so I can play this in like 120 hertz with ray tracing on and all the bells and whistles. And what I really loved about Metro Exodus was it was just seamless. There was no user interface. Your user interface was your backpack. It just felt like a cinematic kind of experience because everything was just flowed. The conversations with your companions, with the people on the train with you, there was oodles and oodles of conversation. It felt like you were in the world because everything was just so interactive, seamless. It's hard to explain it. It just felt like I was actually in the game, if that makes sense. Oh, this is an awful one for me. So I've got a really, really, really good game to play with a character that's predetermined, or a game that's probably, I don't know, it's the different genres, of course, but a damn good experience. Skyrim as an experience, I'm going to call it an experience, a Skyrim, as an experience that lasted 5 years. You can't really argue with that, can you? Because if it wasn't an experience, and bearing in mind, still to this day, still probably might surprise some people, but I was playing it on the Xbox 360, and it was completely unmodded. Base, vanilla. I did try to port it onto the PC, if you remember. That was a fun experiment. I did get it to work. It just wasn't very stable. You can only vote one way, I suppose. But against most other games, this is like in my top 5, to be fair. It's come up against the one few games that it's really going to not stand up against. I think it's going to be close. I don't actually know. I think it's not going to be close. I think Skyrim's going to win it quite easily, because I don't think most of you appreciate how much. Well, it's personal choice, isn't it? But how much I really enjoyed Metro Exodus. Yeah, I'm there bigging this like some massive showdown. It's 11-0. It's like Leeds beating flippers Stoke 6-0. There's no drama here to be seen. Move on swiftly, please. What are you talking about? Honestly, this for me is closer than 11-0. For me personally. Clearly for you guys, it was a no-brainer. I'm not surprised by the result, to be fair. Ooh, this is interesting. Fallout New Vegas versus Yes, Your Grace. Dirk, good evening to you. You've just come back from your holiday to Valencia. Nice. Welcome back. Hope you had a great time. Hope the weather was compliant. And you've come back just in time to vote for the last few games in our LP face-off. I don't know which halves. This is where the draw comes in. I don't know which halves certain games are in. I think it's in the opposite half. Yeah, it must be. It's in the second half of the draw. I'm thinking it's going to. I don't want to say anything. We all know what's going to be in the final. We know what's going to be in the semi-finals at the very least. As to what wins it, that's going to be very interesting. It's going to be very interesting. I think, yeah, definitely the final few rounds, we have to try to get as many people in this as possible. So it's going to have to be a weekend stream, announced in advance to give people time to make plans. and it's going to have to be probably a party stream of some description, so that at least there's other stuff to do on top. So yeah, that summer party stream that I'm saying that's going to happen this year, June, July-ish, we're going to have this finals, because I think it needs to happen. I'm really intrigued. But we've got Fallout New Vegas. Yes, Your Grace. Yes, Your Grace was a great game. I even bought a crown for it. Really enjoyed it. But this is Fallout New Vegas. This is Morgan. This is arguably, probably, apart from the original two, the best Fallout of the 3D era. By some margin, let's be honest. This is not Bethesda's doing. This is Obsidian's doing. And it was a fantastic game. I would actually quite like to play this again on the PC with mods, if I'm being honest, in a hypothetical ideal world where I've got, 50 hours in a day. I did actually start to do that off camera. I have got it in my Steam library, and I installed the, radio mods and the better hunger, thirst, survival mod and all that kind of jazz, and played it for at least about 3-4 hours. I could get into a playthrough of this. I think is it Rycon that's done a role play using New Vegas, and it's really good. It's really good. Fantastic game, New Vegas. It really is. I think actually probably underrated. Which is underrated is probably not the right word, but I think maybe not a lot of people realise that this actually isn't a Bethesda doing, and it is noticeably different. Noticeably different from Fallout 3 and Fallout 4. Yes, Your Grace got a bit of love there. I'm quite happy for Yes, Your Grace. It was never going to win, ideally, but then again, we've had a shock or two already. A big shock, in fact, for me, one of them. So nothing is ever certain. Fallout London has probably got a few patches since it first came out now, so now's a good time to play it. It is on my list. Yeah, exactly. Underrated is not the right word that I'm using there. I know what I mean in my head. Underrated. I said it myself. Underrated is not the right word. But yeah. Fallout New Vegas wins, unsurprisingly there. But yeah, yes, Your Grace, definitely getting a little bit of love there. Right, Sims 3, Seasons and Showtime, which was the last one, I believe. Witcher 3 The Wild Hunt. Here she blows. Here she blows. I'm not going to say any words about this matchup. I'll let you guys decide whilst I continue to eat my pasta. But yeah. Okay. Now, if this was maybe one of the earlier Sims 3 series, perhaps it might be a bit closer, but I don't think this was as good as certainly the first two. I mean, Witcher 3 is probably my second favourite game of all time at this point. Fantastic game. Need not say much else, really. Yeah. No surprise there, my friends. Right. We have the next... Ooh, this is not that close for me either. Divinity Original Sin 2 versus Rome Total War. Oh, it's closer than I thought because it's the Rome... It's the Brutii campaign. Rome Total War, the Brute Eye campaign, was the original Rome playthrough. It was a roleplay with offices again, I believe. Titus Brutus. Need we say nothing else other than Titus Brutus, the great Titus Brutus? Was it Titus Brutus? It was Titus Brutus, right? Yeah. Jewels in the street. We had a great jewel in the street of one of the role play. I remember that. Yeah. Jet Blaze and 99 King High. I think their characters. Jet Blaze was Titus Brutus of the old forums. The good old days. I don't forget these things, you know. Right, but then Divinity Original Sin 2 and Larian. What can we say about Larian? We know about Larian, bloody hell. They know how to make a good RPG, I'll give them that much. Great music, great game, great mechanics. This was only ever supposed to be a stream of the first act, if you remember. And then I ended up playing the entire game on camera. I was only supposed to stream the first act. And then I just ended up playing all of it. As happens occasionally. Just look at Mass Effect Remastered. Or whatever it's called, Legendary Edition. But yeah, oh, this is a tough one. This is not an easy one for me. Oh, this is a tough one. But I'm going to go down my usual route of, because it's again, obviously I played the original Divinity Original Sin 1 off camera, which was a fantastic experience, but would have been 10 times better if I'd played it on camera, hence why I started to play this one on camera instead. Because Divinity Original Sin 1 had, for me personally, had better music. The composer that did the music for number 1 died, unfortunately, Mr. Was it Kirill Pavlovsky or something? Anyway, the music in the first game, my God, every track was a banger. Every bit of piece of musical scene score was great in that game. And there was just, it was a bit of obviously an older game than this one, so it had little things about it. But for me, what I will never ever forget about the original game, Divinity Original Sin, the first one, was one of the battle scenes, one of the battle themes. I think it's Battle Theme 6 or Battle Theme 9. YouTube it. It's a kick-ass battle scene, battle music, sorry. But it ends after about 2 minutes, and then it doesn't loop, and it doesn't have any. So it's notoriously, if you've played the game, you know what I'm talking about. It's a fantastic piece of battle music. You're getting into it, dun, 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 and you're like, oh yeah, and then it stops after 2 minutes, and then it's just dead, nothing. Whereas all the other battle themes loop or introduce another one after it. This one just cuts dead, boom, and the rest of the battle's in silence. But that short 2 minutes, it's the most amazing piece of battle music. It's almost like Final Fantasy-esque levels of battle music. But yeah, the lasting memory I have of Divinity Original Sin, the first one, is the music playing in, what was the name of the first town called? Somebody please help me out here. The name of the first town that you visit with the market in it, and the guys are shouting, "Fish, come and get your fish, cheeses," and all that kind of jazz. What was it called? It begins with an R, I think. If it does begin with an R, I'm really pulling this out of the drawer. Radix, welcome. Welcome. Look, I can Google these things. Sicil. It doesn't begin with an R. Sicil. That's it, Sicil. Sicil, yes, Sicil. Walk into Sicil Market with the guy talking about the fish and the cheeses with the Sicil music playing. Because there's about 2 or 3 different musics for Sicil, but there's one particular Sicil music that plays, and then I just remember being stood in the market listening to all of the market chatter whilst listening to this great music in the Sicil Market. And I was just stood there, probably for about 10 minutes, doing nothing but just listening. It was fantastic. It really was. But no, grand game. But this is Original Sin 2. I'm voting for this because it's something a bit different. I played Rome before, we've done role plays before. It was a great series, but Divinity, the fact that I played it beyond the first act should tell you what you need to know about that one. Live results 10 to 4. It was a pretty easy one in the end. Not really overly surprised. Great game indeed. Right, come on now. Don't keep me hanging on. Ooh, this is an interesting one. Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2, Shala, and Eastshade. Oh, this is another kind of lockdown game. Another lockdown game. It's really bizarre, right? Because when it comes to my LPs, right, and it might be the same for you guys, because if you've watched for a long time, you can associate certain LPs with certain periods of your life. So when I look at certain LPs, I think, oh, yeah, like Metal Gear Solid 5. This was when I was off work for 16 months. Eastshade, yes, I remember it being lockdown, or near enough lockdown, because I was drinking port on Valentine's Day and remembering that I couldn't go anywhere. I'm sure it was. I'm not mistaking that, but I'm almost like certain it was around about that time. Yeah, but the music, this was a game, I can't even remember who recommended this game to me, but this was like Forgotten City level of unexpected love of the game. And for me, one of the biggest allures of this game was the music. It was absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. And this is where I kind of introduced, the relaxing Sunday streams was actually what do you call it? Started that off, Stardew Valley. But this took them to the next level because the game literally was a relaxing experience. A fantastic game. Knights of the Old Republic 2, with the restoration mod, I seem to recall. Not for me as memorable as the first series. The first series of Star Wars, fantastic. I only played these because I was going through a Star Wars phase. I watched all of the movies around about the same time I started playing these games because I'm not a Star Wars fan, so I was trying to get into the Star Wars theme. Maybe I might just like them, but I still can't get into it. But, Zipping Bow Wow, I've not seen you for a little while. How you doing, mate? How the devil are you, good man? Dead Space, good. No, nothing's ever Dead Space good. My very first picture-in-picture affair. Probably wasn't before people were doing webcams ever, but it was before it was a proper, major thing. For me, I'm going Eastshade. Oh, that's wrong. I'm not voting. I'm clicking the winner there. It's got to be Eastshade, guys. Come on, don't let me down. You Star Wars fan. Oh, flipping hell! Clearly, you don't have the same love for Eastshade that I do. Oh, disappointed in that. I mean, I'm not disappointed that he lost. I'm disappointed that he lost so heavily. Oh, you Star Wars fans. Was it the game or was it my playthrough of the game that you're liking here? Are you blinkered? Or did I actually really make a good playthrough then, just didn't realise it? I remember Shala running through mines. There was a comedy clip of her running through mines with that stupid headpiece on. Saber swirling around, and she just ran through and mines were exploding behind her. Oh, happy days. Right, Star Wars wins. Goodbye, Eastshade. You got to round 2. It's better than Fallout 4 did, because you beat Fallout 4, obviously. Right. Red Dead Redemption 2 gets a bye. Oh no! I think we replaced player 126 with the game, and I didn't actually rename the game. We're going to put Red Dead Redemption 2 as the winner here, because clearly it's Red Dead Redemption 2, another one of my top 5 games. So I'm going to say that I can't remember what game this was, and even if I could remember, it wasn't even memorable enough for me to remember to put it in the original 128, so it can't be that great. I think it might be in This Is the Police, maybe. But it's Red Dead Redemption 2 gets a reprieve and a bye. Sorry, Purdy. Wolf Among Us, The Secret of Monkey Island. I'm going to eat some more dinner, let you vote on that one. Oh, Papers, Please. Oh, no, stop. Hang on, stop. Ollie. Papers, bring up the poll. Papers, Please versus Red Dead Redemption 2. Let's do it, because Papers, Please. To this day, rather bizarrely, Papers, I say bizarrely, it's not, maybe it is bizarre, I don't know. Papers, Please, to this day, is still probably one of the games that got me the most views in a stream. I think we were up to like 60 odd to 70 odd views with Papers, Please at one point. I have received views like that, like first episodes of some games. I think my first episode of Free Kingdoms got 50 odd. But I couldn't believe that how many people were just viewing this random indie game. Little did I know at the time that actually it's quite a cult classic. But and then when I finally played it and realised it after doing the whole playthrough, I could understand. But yeah, I could understand what the draw was with it. Papers, Please. Okay, great. Red Dead Redemption 2. I mean, even so, this could be another one of those darkest dungeon shocks. Please, I mean, I love Red Dead Redemption 2. Again, though, I would say it suffers with the kind of thing that those type of games suffer with, which is, you know, it's a character that I haven't created. It's a kind of a narrative thing rather than a roleplay thing. Not for broadcast. I've heard that. Somebody else has mentioned that recently. Not for broadcast. Somebody else mentioned that, unless it was you who mentioned it previously, but somebody else I'm sure mentioned that game. Let's go to the polls. Let's go to the polls. Papers, Please. Red Dead Redemption 2. This could be a closer one than I might think. Ooh! 7-5. Wow. That is close. But it did win in the end. Papers, Please. Might have got through a bit further through this entire series if it was not up against a big hitter. Right, off you go. What score's the Arsenal game, anybody that's watching? Apologies, he's talking with my mouth full, I do apologise. Slight surprise there. Ooh. Okay, so we have, this is quite a tough one actually. This could be deceptively tough. Star Wars, Knights of the Old Republic, Valder and Bane. Valder and Bane, aka, spoiler alert here people, spoiler alert if you intend to play it, it's a very old game by now. Darth Revan. Really enjoyed this playthrough, by the way. In fact, the more I look back at it, actually, yeah, really fond memories of this playthrough. Very fond memories. Versus Motorsport Manager. Thundering Sundin, Victor Valdez, Nikolai Serikov, the Phoenix Knights Racing Team, missing our pits several times over. Oh, such fun we had with that playthrough. And I think it was very popular. Actually, I think it was unexpectedly popular. To be fair, considering it was I mean, it's a simulation game, so there's lots of role playability and stuff. But yeah, obviously I love motorsport, F1. I love racing games. So it was cool that people enjoyed Motorsport Manager 2. It's a great little game. It really is. It's a simulation. As far as simulation kind of sport games goes, it really is a very fun game. But which is more fun? Which was more enjoyable? I mean, I always like to pick my vote. Oh, this is so tough. I am gonna go with Star Wars. Seeing how well Star Wars KOTR 2 did, I think this is going to do just as well. So. A lot of Star Wars fans here, it seems. Yeah, oh, it's closer than I thought, though. 10-6, 10-6. Motorsport Manager giving a good account of itself there. Well done, you did well. Oh! Life and Suffering of Sir Branty versus the Leeds United Challenge. I have not got a clue what's winning this one, I will admit. So Life and Suffering of Sir Branty was, of course, that narrative RPG where, unsurprisingly, we got a bad ending. Again, yes, but it was a very interesting game. Another game that I intended to replay at some point as a narrative kind of like an audio book style. Still may do so, but Leeds United Challenge. Quite a unique little spin-off. My only ever Football Manager playthrough on the channel, considering that I've played probably about 800 to 1,000 hours of Football Manager in my lifetime. A game that I kind of go through in fits and starts. We could have done more. Yeah, maybe. It's a tough game, though. It's one of those games that you probably benefit from the second playthrough, knowing a few little bits about the first and how the game works. But what's gonna win, however? I mean, I'm voting for what I enjoyed that. I enjoyed this playthrough. It was something a bit different. Quite fun. My only ever Football Manager. And this was what got me discovered by my work colleagues in the police, as I just mentioned earlier. So I'll go with that one. I don't think it's going to win. I'm not so sure, you know. Quite a few people like Football Manager. Catherine, where are you? You are required to adjudicate here. Are you still with us? We have a tie. Oh, you're going with my choice? Oh, look at that. Perfect. So Leeds United Challenge it is. Excellent. Perfect. Right. Oh, this is quite a little tough one. Dragon Age Origins. Horston Broska. Damn good game. Really enjoyable series. I've played through this game 3 times or twice. 3 times, I think. 4th time could still be on the cards. I've still got to play it on the PC with mods. You know, when that day occurs, when a multimillionaire pays me to do this full time, yeah, I'll fit this into my schedule because it needs to be done. I really want to play this. I already had a character fleshed out and backstoried out for this playthrough, you know. And then RimWorld, which was another lockdown experience. In fact, this was an experience of playing the game with the dreaded C word, if you remember. I had the C word when I was playing this. I didn't know it was a C word at the time, but it ultimately became apparent that it was because I lost my sense of smell. And if you remember, I was in my dressing gown, started playing this one session, and I was ill. I felt dreadful. I remember somebody saying, "Oh, you need to just turn it off. Just stop streaming. You're looking dreadful." I felt dreadful. But we created characters, and the characters were created by yourselves as the viewers, and off you went, and we all died. It tends to happen in RimWorld. unless you're really, really good. Jesus, yeah, Jesus. There was creepy Jesus. Oh man, it's all coming back to me now. I mean, that was a great playthrough. Also, this could be darkest dungeon levels of shock, because it was quite an interactive experience. Great storytelling experience. You guys had some of the characters. I'm intrigued as to what's going to win this. Oh, Chef. I enjoyed watching the downfall. It was painful at the time, but I enjoyed. It's amazing how those kind of games, like a Dwarf Fortress kind of thing, where one thing can cause a cataclysmic chain of events that just leads you to the path of no return. Because it was all to do with an animal. Didn't we like hunt animals and it went wrong or something? We picked on the wrong animal. They ran amok and then it was just game over. I'm sure that was something that happened. It was something to do with hunting. Right, I'm picking Dragon Age Origins though, because it's Dragon Age. And it's one of my favourite games. But as an experience for an LP though, I mean, we're supposed to be what's the best LP, not what's the best game, is it? It's supposed to be what's the best LP. And yeah, oh there you go, it was the Hunting Boars, yeah, I thought it was something to do with hunting. So as an LP experience, no, I'm sticking with Dragon Age. I'll check it with it. Oh, it's another tie, Catherine. Bloody hell, it's another tie. It's another tie. Oh, she's going with Rimworld. Dragon Age is out in the second round. That's unexpected. I mean, I didn't expect it to win, but it's matched there. The community spirit is strong. I could use this as an idea as how to judge my future LPs. LPs that involve the community are doing very well here, it seems. Right, let's get XCOM started quickly. Right, The Curse of Monkey Island, Total War Attila. I'm not precious about either of these, personally. Attila, I wasn't the biggest fan of Attila, I will admit. Not that I should be influencing your opinion. Yeah, exactly. If we were to do this in a year's time after I finish playing XCOM with you guys, there could be a new winner. Here we go. I'll give you another 30 seconds. I haven't actually finished my dinner, but I want to finish this now because there's only a few left and I'll eat my dinner when I've finished. The Curse of Monkey Island. I'll go with Total War Attila, personally, if I was voting. But I'm not precious about this one. No strong opinions either way. Oh, almost another tie again. Jesus. Right, Attila wins by a single vote. Attila wins by a single vote. Right, we've got two more left. We've got Dead Space, Picture in Picture, my very first webcam playthrough, and Last of Us 2. The very same Last of Us that's currently on TV at the moment. There you go. Knock yourselves out, my friends. Okay. More ties in a wedding. One thing I will say about The Last of Us 2, I didn't hate the game, it was a good game on the whole. There was one part of that game that I really enjoyed, and that was when we went into that big open area. remember, you know what I'm talking about. You kind of get into a little bit of you're kind of going down the path, and you're kind of going through the tracks and whatever, and then you get to this really big open bit where and there's all the buildings. There was a bank, I think, and there was different shops and stuff, and that bit of the game. I really enjoyed that bit. Again, urban exploration bit. Yeah, the Seattle. Yeah, exactly. It's kind of that kind of triggered that kind of Fallout 3 kind of urban exploration vibe within me. So really enjoyed that bit. That was probably the best bit of the game for me, most memorable bit of the game for me. So yeah, but I also got fond memories of Last of Us 2. Looking back at it, is because that's when I did my very first kind of all-day stream. I did an 8-hour stream, if you remember. Never done one since. It's hard work. 24-hour streams? I don't think so, mate. Bit of laugh. Saying that, a party stream is 8 hours, usually. That's different. Playing a game for 8 hours, it was difficult. Mind you, these 24-hour kind of streams that people do, they don't play the same game over, do they? So when I'm mixing it up with a bit of party, a bit of fun, maybe some games, maybe some kind of party streaming kind of things, I think 24 hours is doable. Clearly not anymore for me. Not in my current state, health-wise. Don't talk ridiculous. I'm not flipping 65. But no, I don't think it's healthy to be sat playing, streaming 24 hours. It's a great, people do it for chatting and all sorts, which is great. But for me, I just couldn't do it. I just couldn't. I know I couldn't. I'd be a wreck. An absolute wreck. But I wouldn't be adverse to trying 12 hours. 12 hours could be doable at some point, maybe. It'd be quite cool, quite fun. But right, I've given you long enough to vote. This is the tough one. This is Last of Us 2. Dead Space. No, I'm not. Horror games. You guys like horror game mad, it seems. Let's see if it wins. There's far too many horror games winning through here. Far too many. I mean, Mortuary Assistant lost, thankfully. It must have come up against a gargantuan. No, it came against Walking Dead. Oh, the original. Okay, I can understand that. Right. Okay. I don't know if that's Dead Space love or Last of Us 2 hate. It's tough to decide on that one. Right, Walking Dead, the original. Clem and Lee. Tears were to be had. This was the original and the best of the entire series. It never topped this for me. Versus Forza 6. Which one's Forza 6? Forza 6 wasn't the very latest one that I did. That was Forza Motorsport. Which... is it even on here? The original Forza Motorsport, the Forza Motorsport that I did last year. Unless I got my Forzas confused. No, Forza Motorsport's there. So this was Forza 6. I don't know what happened in Forza 6. What happened in Forza 6? I remember Forza Motorsport because I couldn't win a flipping race for ages. And they became the theme of the challenge. We're going to keep playing this game until I win a race. Forza 6. I can't remember. Oh, I think my chat's probably frozen. Have we got a poll up here? I think my stream might have crashed. Oh, it has crashed. It's all come up again now. Right, where are we? My mate took breaks but was shattered at the end. There you go, 48 hours. Yeah, we're just getting all the chat coming through in one big clump again. Right, okay. The reason I bought the PS5... No, that was Gran Turismo. Oh, you put it underneath. Yeah, Ollie, it's my chat. My chat's doing that kind of freezy thing. Walking Dead versus Forza 6. Because I can't remember Forza 6. Yeah, not to be well, to be expected, I should say. Right, so there we have it. We have got through round 2, which means we are through to the round. This is the semi-finals, right? Semi-finals are there, which means this is the quarter-finals. This means this is the round of 16. This is the round of 32. So this was the round of 64. Was that 64? Yeah, it was 64. Round of 32. So we're now down to the third round of the FA Cup of LPs, which we will get through in the next version of this. I think we can finish this now because we did 32 there, so we've got 16 there, then 8, which is 24, then 4, and then another 2. So the next batch of this will be the same length as this, essentially. So I'm going to now pause this again. We're in May now, aren't we? Tomorrow. No, Wednesday, Thursday. So I'm going to finish this off in a summer party stream. This will be one of the agenda items. We'll try to get as much coverage as possible, get as many people in voting as possible, because we're down to the nitty gritty. But let's just have a quick rundown of the matchups that we're going to be looking at next time. We've got a doozy here. We've got Medieval 2 Total War versus Baldur's Gate Enhanced Edition. It's a tough one. Baldur's Gate 3 against Mass Effect 2. That might be not so tough. We're going to see. Suzerain Rezia versus Metal Gear Solid 5. Okay, interesting one there. Sims 3 Ambitions and Late Night versus the CK2 Fleming Dynasty. That's a big one. That's another tough one there. Another big one there. Got Rogue Viking versus Mass Effect Legendary Edition. That's a pretty tough one. Could be interesting. Shogun versus Mass Effect 3. Okay, I think that might be one way. RPG Showdown. Disco Elysium versus Pathfinder Kingmaker. That's going to be tough. Return of the Obra Dinn versus Darkest Dungeon. Interesting. We'll see how that swings. Sims 3 World Adventures versus Outlast. That's probably one-sided. Dead Space 2. This is where the horror games end, I'm afraid, because you're up against the mighty Skyrim. Fallout New Vegas versus The Witcher 3. Ooh, that's an interesting one. Divinity Original Sin versus Star Wars KOTR 2. Two RPGs facing off there. Red Dead Redemption versus The Secrets of Monkey Island. That should be probably one-sided. The original KOTR versus the Legion Challenge. Okay. RimWorld versus Attila, and Dead Space versus The Walking Dead. I'm trying to think about any games that aren't in that list here, which should be, but of course they've already been knocked out. The likes of Stardew Valley, for example, already been eliminated. Did we do Far Cry 6? We must have done. There's that many games that I've forgotten what happened last time, but I saw Far Cry 5 there, but I didn't see Far Cry 6. Far Cry 5 there. It must have lost. Oh, it's there, lost to Wolf Among Us. Right, so that is your round of 32, coming probably in about a month to a month and a half's time. And we'll get through and we'll crown the ultimate champion of the LPs of the past 15 years. But there you go, folks. There you go. There you have it. Thank you for joining me this evening for this LP face-off, a little bit different, but I had a spare evening and thought it'd be fun to crack on with this and do something a little bit different than playing a game. So thank you for joining me. Thank you for taking part. And Flank, I'm reading your chat, Ollie. And thank you to Ollie for once again being our ultimate pole master, the man that's keeping this tournament running, because without you, it'll be a hell of a lot more tricky. But yeah, go forth now, Ollie. You've earned yourself a nice drink of your choosing to recover from all this. But to the rest of you, have a fantastic rest of the week. That's me done now. I'm in Manchester tomorrow, back home Thursday, but I'm going out Thursday before football, so there's no before football stream on Thursday. And then Friday, it's my usual Friday festivities. Saturday, Sunday, there's no stream because it's a christening, so you might not see me again until Monday, but I'll try my very best to get some Fallout sessions uploaded, because I can just sit down and play that game for 40 minutes and get them uploaded really nice and swift and nice and easily. So there'll be some Fallout coming between now and next Monday, so enjoy. But have a great week. Enjoy the weather if you're in the UK or anywhere else that's enjoying some nice weather right now, and yeah, I'll see you very soon. Good night.